I'm Stephen Ben-Nun, and you are watching Israeli News Live. A new article that has just come out here in the last couple of hours on Israel National News says top Israeli Islamist says that Arab-Jewish war inside Israel is inevitable. It says here in the article, a full-blown war between Israeli Arabs and the Netanyahu government is just a matter of time, he states, says Kamal al-Khatib, deputy head of the radical Islamic movement in Israel. In an interview with Hamas media, al-Khatib said that the policies espoused by the new government of Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu leave Israeli Arabs no choice but to undertake a violent struggle. According to al-Khatib, the pronouncement by Netanyahu's ministers, such as the statement last week by new Deputy Foreign Minister Tzipi Hatlabi that the land of Israel belongs to the Jewish people, were simply reflective of the feelings of most Israelis. Such statements, he said, merely highlight the religious nature of the dispute, as opposed to the proclamations by Israeli leaders that the dispute is political, and that in the end, Jews and Muslims would end up in a conflict over the land. Now, one of the things that I'm seeing in this, and just the way it's being perpetrated here by the Islamist al-Khatib, is that it's a religious war. And so very obviously, they're going to target the religious community in this particular war that they're talking about with Israelis, an all-out conflict. And that could be taken right onto the very streets of Israel, not just Hamas dealing with Israel fighting from Gaza, or the Palestinians fighting inside of the territory that is under their particular control right now, but we're talking about a conflict that'll go right onto the streets of Tel Aviv, Jerusalem, Haifa. These are the type places that this battle would be fought. And of course, the religious community being those ones that will be targeted from the statements that we're seeing here. He also states here, in 2013, al-Khatib warned of a possible internal conflict with the Israeli occupation and threatened a huge eruption if Israel intervened on the Temple Mount Al-Aqsa. And continued, according to him, to bother the Muslims praying there. Khatib called on Muslims to come to the aid of the Al-Aqsa Mosque, calling for it to be a place of Muslims alone, and claiming that the statement of the Jews regarding the construction of the third temple are nothing but tales of imagination. The protection of the Al-Aqsa Mosque is not solely a task of the inhabitants of Jerusalem's residents who have been occupied since 1948, referring to the state of Israel, and the Palestinian people themselves. It is the task of the entire Muslim Arab world, he said. That's a statement by Khatib. The Temple Mount, which is Judaism's holiest site, has been a hotbed of clashes between the Jewish and Muslim worshippers for years. In the weekend interview, al-Khatib said that Israelis see Arabs as enemies, not fellow citizens who are living in their homeland. Based on this, he said, the violent struggle between Arabs and the violent occupation is a certainty. Now, one of the things that we've noted also in this conflict, that it is definitely coming, but it also appears to be incited or provoked by the Vatican. The Vatican is wanting the Israelis to go back to the pre-1967 borders. They may not be coming right out that and telling you that, but it's clear that they are the ones that is working even behind the scenes with the negotiators with the United States, and that is like John Kerry when they were doing the 9-month negotiations. So it is very evident that they are wanting to see the Israelis back to the pre-1967 borders, as we have already stated here on Israeli News Live. That has already, the lines have already been drawn. They are building everywhere in Jerusalem, or in Israel, I should say, not just Jerusalem, new checkpoints. So it seems to be, and we even commented on this particular article, which you'll be able to find on Israeli News Live as far as our Facebook page. Look for that, Israeli News Live on Facebook. And you can click on the link and go see. We commented the same on this article, that this is a provocation by Rome to do what? To make the Israelis accept these new borders. But the Israelis all they have to do is to wake up and look around them. They are everywhere, especially on Highway 1 coming up from Tel Aviv into Jerusalem, the checkpoint that is there. It's all over the place. So I believe that this will be something that even the United States is good at, and that is creating conflicts in countries that could live in peace. But they look for the radical people in order to incite the violence, where it's a minority to begin with. If it wasn't for the minority, then there would probably be no violence. I'm Stephen Ben-Nun with Israeli News Live. Shalom.